Coach Martin do an opening statement, and then we're going to take questions for the student athletes first, please.
A lot of credit to Auburn and Bruce. I mean, the atmosphere that they've built here. They're good at home. We tried. We turned it over way too much in the first half. We didn't play strong enough in the first half. We were very at today's shoot around. I was unhappy with our complacency offensively, and we went out and played that way in the first half. And then in a one-possession game, can't make free throws coming down the stretch. It's going to be hard to win.
Student athlete questions?
Sen, it seemed like you were instrumental in taking that 5-point lead late. Just what were they giving you that they weren't giving you in the first half?
They just messed up on a few ball screen situations, and coach called the play, and then we just executed the play, and it worked.
Mike, on the play where you fouled out, kind of had Carrera on the corner there, and it kind of played you where he jumped into you to get the foul. Just what happened there?
Just something that happened in the game. Just mistakes that you wish that they never happened. You know, just gotta move forward and just look at the next game.
What was Auburn doing to force so many kind of turnovers in that first half? I mean, I think there was a 10-2 advantage for Auburn.
I think it was just more so us being careless and lazy passes, and a couple turnovers was us trying to make a play going to the basket. So I think it was more so us. We just been lazy and throwing lazy passes, and they was able to come up with turnovers.
Guys, for each of you, how difficult was it to rebound against that team? It seems to be that's what they kind of build their identity on. How tough was it to get a loose ball under the boards?
I'm not going to necessarily say it was tough. I want to say it was. We just didn't do what we usually do. You know, we usually rebound the ball. Most times we out rebound the team. So I think today we was just more so watching the ball instead of going to get it, and they was going to get it. So they wanted it more than we did, and that's all it comes down to when it comes to rebounding. Who wanted more, and they wanted it more than we did.
In the same vein, it seemed like y'all made a concerted effort in the second half to kind of take it to the rack and go get some points in the paint. You really did a good job in the second half. Was that the game plan kind of in the second half from your end to, or Mike?
I mean, we just beat ourselves, and just like I said, we got to move forward.
So you want to answer that one?
I think we just we relaxed. Our first half, I think the crowd was just on us, and we was overwhelmed about the crowd. And so second half, we finally calmed down and played our game. We cut hard for the first, took the lead, and we just came out and played our game, and it worked.
Obviously, to that point, you just said obviously, you want to win every game, but playing games like this is going to make you better down the stretch. So do you agree with that? That you playing against crowds like this is going to make you better going down the SEC grind?
Yeah, it does make us better. It helps us overcome adversity. We learn from these mistakes that we made down the stretch, and next time when we're in these same situations, we know what to do, what not to do, and we just get better from it.
John or Avery, you guys have anything for the student athletes? Anybody else for the student athletes? Okay, guys, you can go. Thank you. Questions for Coach Martin?
First half, especially Bowers doesn't get any fouls. You guys don't get the line on the field, especially in the first half. And you were effective enough to get it on inside. Trying to take advantage and get their only effective big guy in foul trouble.
Trying to get me in trouble. Is that what you're trying to do? 8 years ago, I would have answered that a little bit differently, and I'd probably be in a little bit of trouble tomorrow morning. But I'm not going to do that. That's what being a head coach for 8 years does. It helps you out a little. We didn't play the right way in the first half offensively. At our shoot around today, they press. I mean, let's not act surprised. Auburn is one of the leaders in our league in forcing turnovers. They play real hard. They've got, excuse my word, grown-ass men on the court. I've got 3 fifth-year seniors, and Simeon Bowers, I recruited, is all man out there. And we were too passive in our shoot-around today, and I knew it was going to be a problem. And we came out, and that's how we played. You know, it was kind of frustrating that of all our guards, the only one that was fully engaged to get open and give us a chance to run offense was our freshman. You know, but here's the deal: whether you shoot, whether the other team shoots like today, 30 more free throws than us, or same number, if you lose by 3, you miss 7 free throws. You can give yourself a chance to win. Whatever opportunities you get, you got to score. We played better offense in the second half. We didn't turn it over. We got the ball inside. We actually ran offense. Guys got open. We passed it to the open man, and we ended up shooting free throws in the second half. So, you know, would have done that in the first half. We probably would have shot more than that.
Do you feel Katie Harrell's 4-point play was deflating in any way?
Oh, that's solely on me for calling a defense with personnel that I shouldn't have called. I know better. I had personnel in there they're not good zone defenders. But I was trying to get to that 4-minute media timeout. We're in a little foul trouble. They were just trying to drive us, and I didn't want Sindarius to pick up that 4th foul. You know, I thought we could play zone for 1 possession, you know, because it was like 4:30 or something like left when he made that shot. Maybe it's a little more. I was just trying to get to that 4-minute media and then go back to our man or change personnel. And give him credit, though. We messed up, but he made a hard shot. Give him credit. But I shouldn't have called that defense. That's I made 2 major mistakes. I called an offense coming down the stretch with personnel that I should not have called what I called, and then I called that defense when I knew better than to call it. And I took a chance, and that's why Vegas has nice buildings. When you take chances, you usually lose.
Frank, you've been here a couple times now. Last year's crowd, results aside, last year's crowd was one of the smallest buildings I've ever seen for an SEC game. Now you see it sold out. Just how different is this environment to play in now for conference play?
I'm going to struggle answering that question, and I like answering questions. I don't plead the fifth. Because if I answer it a certain way, then it's a shot at Tony Barbee, who's a friend, and that's not fair to him. Give Bruce Pearl credit. Give him credit. Give his staff credit. Give the school's administration credit that they've promoted the sport. It's what we're trying to do in South Carolina. We're trying to promote our sport on our campus in our city, and then ask our players to play a certain way so our fans get excited about it. There's a reason they won today. That had a lot to do with it. We got rattled coming down the stretch. You know, there's a reason Xavier, who's very good, came in here and lost. Kind of similar, just went into overtime, not a regulation. But you know, that's why you want home court advantages. They pay off. Winning on the road's hard because of that right there. I think we've built it at our place. It's fun to go on the road in this league and play in front of that kind of crowd. To me, that's awesome. It's much credit to everyone involved that they have that atmosphere going right now the way it is.
Frank, you talked about their veterans, but can you just speak to the job Bruce has done, kind of overhauling this roster a little bit, bringing in Sim, Antoine, KC, just what he did in the offseason?
Yeah, Bruce has a charisma, a confidence about him that you see it in his team. All you got to do is watch his team play. You sit there and watch film, watch them play. They're charismatic. They play with confidence. They play with aggression. And you know, they went out and they found real good players that they can fit into their program to help them win right away. And that's what our jobs are as coaches. You know, we got to do that. You know, when I got to South Carolina, you know, we took a chance on a 5th-year guy and it didn't work out. But you know, when you get to a job, that 5th-year guy transfer deal, which I'm not in favor of, by the way. I think everybody should sit. Those guys, if they're really transferring for all the right reasons, then they should sit for a year and then be graduate their second year they play and they get their graduate degree, if it's really all about graduate degrees. That's my opinion on the matter, okay? But it is what it is. It's a rule that's in place that we all live under. Give Bruce and his staff credit. That's what we as coaches need to do, is we got to do our jobs and credit them for doing their jobs.
Frank, you might laugh off this assessment that he said Bruce started his talk by saying that he felt like you're an NCAA tournament team. What do y'all have to do to get back towards going that way?
Well, you see, he understands. And that's why he's so good for this league. This league has that, and you and I have talked about this. In all the different cities I've been to in this league for the last 2 years, outside of Florida and Kentucky, everyone else thinks our league stinks, you know, and that's why he's so good for this league. He understands. You know, are we or are we not? I don't know. I'm not getting wrapped up in that right now. Thanks, Bruce, whenever you guys see him, for saying that. You guys are local here. I think we've won very good basketball games. We have to win at home, coming down the stretch here, and we have to figure out a way to close out games like this on the road. But I don't want to hear this. What I don't like hearing is, well, yeah, I lost to Auburn. Well, last time I checked, Auburn's pretty good. Last time I checked, Auburn's 8-1 in this building, and a lot of good teams have gone down. So, you know, we got to worry about tomorrow and get better tomorrow. Like Sindarius said, learn from today. We really did some poor things on both ends of the floor the last 4.5 minutes. And the one constant that I continue to try to preach to our team is there's one stat since we got in league play that has determined winning and losing for us: getting out rebounded. That's the, you want to talk about a stat that aggravates me? That's one. And when you get out rebounded, you don't win. Playing, I don't care. Not against good teams. And we've been out rebounded 3 times, lost all 3 games. We out rebounded one team and we won. So we got to do that better. We got to do that better. But it's, you know, this league is good. This league is good. Auburn is a good basketball team. You know, they're playing with unbelievable confidence and charisma. And I don't care who comes in this building. If they play like they're playing and you got that atmosphere, good luck to the opposing coach.
Any more questions for Frank?
What have you seen from Tennessee so far, and what kind of challenge do you think they'll have?
Yeah, Donnie, bless his soul. You know, he's first year. He's lost all those guys to injuries, and the guys that graduated and transferred, and he's patched that thing up. And they won today, didn't they? I think they're like 3-1 in league play. You know, once again, you know, look at their non-conference schedule. They got some good wins. It's gonna be a hard game. They play that matchup zone. You know, getting good shots against their zone is hard because they're so, all their players are on that 6'6", 6'7" range. Every single one of them. They don't have. I wish somebody would have a midget somewhere. You know, they're all 6'6", 6'7", and so they switch everything and they protect the paint and they keep you out on the perimeter, and your defense has to be good against them, and you have to create some open court opportunities. And, you know, that's something we've been struggling with here in league play a little bit. Is we've been fouling too much and getting out rebounded, so then we can't get in the open court, and you know we don't have the personnel yet to be able to come down the court instead of trying to play for this guy, go score through people's defense. We're not quite there yet as a team yet, but that's okay. You know, we've defended the right way and not fouled. You know, it's we've won some quality games. We just got to go out and do it again.
Last call for questions for Frank. Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate you guys. For those of you guys from Columbia, that's all I ever ask. Thank you for covering.